Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Now today I'm going to be doing my pick'ems for North America and Korea. Only those two for now. The Brazil one is also live, so if you want you can do your pick'ems there, but I'm not going to do them yet until a date has been announced. I think next week I'll be doing Japan, Latin America together, and I'll be doing EMEA, so EMEA and APAC at some point, hopefully. But first, let's start off with North America and Korea, but start off mainly with North America. And so, obviously, there was these brackets, so this was the, from if I remember correctly, this was the Open Qualifier bracket, but we're just going to do the playoffs because that's just easier. So the upper quarterfinals. So we know three are definitely going to be actually two. We know who's gonna win. Cloud9 and V1. We know that Cloud9 and V1 have been looking exceptionally well in their matches, and Knights and Luminosity, which I think are the weakest teams who's currently standing in the playoffs. That's why I just think, okay, well, let's just well, I mean, I think V1 and C9 are definitely going to be the favorites of making it to Masters. The real question is Optic versus Xset and the Guard versus Sentinels. Now, first, I guess I'll start off with the easiest one out of those two, which is the Guard versus Sentinels. I do think the Guard is going to win against Sentinels. Why? Because the Guard have been looking exceptionally well throughout their matches. And yeah, like I guess like the only competition that they had was C9, but at the same time, I feel like Sentinels is in like it's probably on the same level as XZ and Optic Gaming because they've just been looking meh. But at the same time, they will be moving tens to Texas, so I know that's probably going to change. We'll see, but I feel I it's good. I do think it's going to be a very close game though. But I do think the Guard is going to win against Sentinels. This one is possibly the toughest one. Optic versus Xset. If I had to... Sorry, my throat's dead. Don't know why. If I had to really say who was the best, Optic looked a bit inconsistent against V1. Xset had been looking alright, but they did lose to, I mean, the Guard C9 makes sense. Did they also lose to Luminosity? Let me just check on that. Did they lose it to Luminosity? Oh no, they didn't. So they won against everyone else except for the Guard and C9. Makes sense. And Optic also had very similar 3-2 as well. It's weird that it's weird. I'm so shocked that who was Optic lost to? Who did they lose to again? They lost to they they lost. I'm trying to remember who they lost to Rise, which really surprised me. But I think Xset is going to win that match against Optic Gaming. Losers round one. I mean, it's gonna be pretty easy. Wait, no, not Knights. Optic, Optic versus Sentinels, obviously. But I mean, speaking of Knights, they have been looking pretty good. But I just don't think it's going to be enough to win against Optic. Upper semifinals. I mean, I feel like Cena is gonna win against Xset. It's gonna be very easy, and this is also really tough. But I have to say version 1. Version 1 have been looking so good now with Xander in the lineup as their IGL. I just don't think that God really has that enough firepower to compete against V1 because of just how smart everyone is. Let's not move on. The God is definitely going to win against Optic. Sentinels is Xset. I mean, I did say that Xset, Sentinels, and Optic are in like the same level. But that'd be actually a pretty good match, actually, because I feel like Sentinels and Xset, they have I feel like they have a very similar play style. It just looks like like they're very they're not like aggressive. They're like, well, I mean, I guess like they're pretty aggressive. I mean, Exodus, Sentinels is not really. But I am going to go for Sentinels. I think Sentinels might squeeze it out against Exet, but obviously I might be wrong. Going up to the grand final, I think this may be a biggie. I think V1 is going to make it into the grand final. I think they're going to win against C9. Even though C9 have been looking exceptionally well. But actually, I don't know now. Actually, I'll play it safe, actually. I'll go with C9. Because I was actually thinking that V1 may actually surprise everyone. But, I mean, I did this with Global Esports and they freaking won against Down 1. Uh, um, I go with my gut. I'll put V1 in the grand final. Obviously, C9 is going to win. I feel like the God's going to win against Sentinels again. C9 is going to win in the lower final. And I feel like C9 is going to win. To make it to so C9 V1 are going to be in Masters. Like I really do hope that the God actually makes it in. Hopefully, if they do verse up against C9, my predictions are wrong. They probably will be because of how bad my predictions are. But that is indeed what I think is gonna happen. I think this is my pick'ems. I'm not gonna be changing anything at all, and I'll be having a look at that when that is over. So those are my pick'ems. So C9, X at V1, and the Guard will be winning in the upper quarterfinals. Optic and Sentinels will eliminate Luminosity and Knights. C9 and V1 will win in the upper semifinals. The Guard and Sentinels will eliminate Exit and Optic. Upper final V1 will win against C9 to advance himself into the grand final and a spot for Masters. The Guard is going to win against Sentinels and loses round 3. C9 is going to win against the Guard in the little final, and C9 will win it all in the grand final. So that is my predictions for North America. Let's now move on to Korea. Korea's a bit interesting because I'll be honest, I have not seen a lot from Korea. I've seen like a tiny amount. I've seen like some matches and everything, and that's really about it. But I definitely know that DRX and OnSlayers are the best team are definitely the best teams in Korea, or like the top 2 teams in Korea. So I feel like World Gaming started down 1 Gaming will win in their matches against Holy Moly and Maru Gaming. Then DRX and OnSlayers the upper final. Down 1 I feel like is gonna win against Maru Gaming. And WGS winning in low round 2. I know it's pretty boring. It gets a little spicy over here. Upper final. I do think OnSlayers is going to win that. Just because, I mean, they did obviously verse each other during the group stage, during the regular season, and they thrashed DRX. It was just a walk in the park for OnSlayers. So I have pretty high expectations for them, and hopefully they can meet that. Losers round 2, down 1's gonna win that. Lower final DRX, and I feel like OnSlayers is still gonna win the grand finals. It's pretty easy for Korea. I mean, it's straightforward. It's not like North America where like they're all over the place. Korea is pretty straightforward. Well, we know that DRX and OnSlayers are the best teams in Korea. We know that down 1 and WGS are right behind them, and then whoever's like not those teams, then it just goes all haywire. You can like figure out like who's 5th and 6th and all those other stuff. However, I did saw a rumor as well actually recently. I'll go a little bit sidetrack here. I did saw a rumor that F4Q will be coming back at stage 2 with 5k. So maybe F4Q may have a good roster. We just have to wait and see though. But that is my pick'ems, so I'll submit those. I won't be changing them. WGS down 1 in the lead. Well, they will win against Maru Gaming Holy Moly. DRX on Slayers in the upper semifinals, down 1, and WGS in low round 1. So on Slayers on the upper final, lower round 2 down 1 Gaming, lower final DRX, and grand final on Slayers, which they will advance into Masters in Reykjavik, which would be pretty nice. So that is really about it. Obviously, in another video separately, I'll be doing Brazil when the dates gets released, Latin America, Japan, EMEA. I think that's all right. Am I missing any? No, I don't think so. Oh, and APAC. Oh god, I forgot about APAC. Oh god. So I'll be doing those in separate videos. So I'll do Japan, Latin America together, Brazil, a separate video, probably EMEA as well, and APAC. So yeah, but it's just another look at my predictions for North America. So here it is. I think V1 and C9 are gonna make it into Reykjavik. And for Korea, I think On Slayers are going to make it to Reykjavik. So that's really about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys on next time in the next one. Goodbye.